Hey, what's up guys? My name is Lucas Casper. I'm a mural artist here in Melbourne, Australia, and I decided I'd just put together a quick little tutorial on spray painting basics. So I'm going to do a full piece for you today. I'm going to show you a little bit about the cap that I'll be using, the type of, to get thin lines, thick lines, quality, fades, a little bit of everything. This type of video is really good for somebody who hasn't ever done spray painting before, or somebody who, doesn't really know their way around a spray can. The thin lines, the thick lines, and can control is something that you'll learn over time, but I can just show you how I do it. I've been painting for about 15 years now, so definitely sort of done my fair share of pieces, definitely know my ways around a spray can to basically paint just about anything from, more of your graffiti styling outlines to more realism and different type of spray effects. So I guess the first things first is the cap that I'm going to be using. So this is called a cream skinny. They're very similar to a cap that you might call a Montana level 1. So they're green. I'm not going to be doing a big piece today, so this will be able to do everything that we need. So I'm just going to stuck straight into it, show you a little bit about the painting. So first things first, getting the cap on the can, chuck it on, twist your can a little bit, and that is ready to roll. Bit of a test spray, it always comes out clear to begin with. And then I'm going to just show you like a little bit of can control. The closer you are and the faster you go, the thinner the line is going to be. Far away and slow is thick. Okay, so it's, seems simple, but it's not really that simple. I'll show you what I mean by close, right? I'm going to move my hand in. If I move really close and I go really fast, there you go, you got all these skinny little lines. If I move slow while I do this, you're gonna get drips. So you need to figure out like the type of speed that you want to take. You actually paint after you've used some movement in your hand. So you don't spray and then move, right? Because if you spray and then move like this, it's gonna drip at the beginning. So you actually want to be moving your hand. You notice I did that at the first thing that I did here. So my hand's already moving by the time I actually press down on that cap, right? And that's really how you can get a glide straight all the way through. Painting really is a bit of a dance. You're always sort of moving around, bending down, up, all that type of stuff. So if I want to do a line from here to here, right, and I stand still, this is what's going to happen. You're going to spray out. This is all right. It's going to get a lot worse at the end. If I move my knees and I keep my can in that one position the entire time, it'll be smooth, right? So if I go like this and I move, that's how you get those smooth lines. Same thing if you're going to move up and down, you really want to start down here with your knee, and move up like that. And that can all be one consistent movement. Always keeping it on that same angle the whole time. And when I say like being close to the wall, I mean like you literally point your can in towards it. If you're finding that all your lines are looking like this, then almost drag your can against the wall to begin with. You'll learn how to do it without that. It is way better to do it without that. I don't have to touch the wall to do it, but to begin with, if that helps, just try it, and then try to do it with not being on the surface. If I want to do a circle, I'm going to always keep the can looking like this. Doesn't move down, up, nothing like that, right? So if I'm going to do that, I want to go like this, right? All in one single motion. So that's all right. If I don't do that and I use my wrist, it's going to spray out. That's what's weird with this spray paint is you're not actually touching the wall. You're just like, you're varied away from it. So it's this weird feeling that you got to get used to. And once you do, you can spray some pretty accurate stuff. I think what I'll do is I'm going to sketch up a little painting for you. I'll just do a little monster character, similar stuff that I paint really quickly. This process of painting, it's usually like a 3-step process. You can add more steps if you want to refine more and more and all that. But if you're starting out and you just want to learn, the basics and just to do something fun, something quick, I would use these 3 steps. This is like mostly how graffiti's done or street art pieces or whatever. The first step would be sketching. It's basically like you have a lead pencil up on a wall and you're just drawing it out. You're just getting the wiring down first. The second step would be the fill. So fill is you adding in all your colors. And then the third step would be the outline. So that black line at the end, or whatever color you want to use, that actually comes last. So people, you know, when they first pick up a can, sometimes they make that mistake. People usually want to pick up black straight away because it's like such a strong, dominant can. But it's good to actually start bright and sketch like a pencil, you know. Like if you're going to do a painting, you're probably not going to start with a Sharpie. So I'm going to start with white. And I'm going to do my sketch. After this, I'm going to do my fill, and I'm going to show you a few things within the filling too. I'll show you how to fade, because that stuff's it's fun, it's important. But other than that, we'll keep it pretty basic today. To begin with, you know, I'm going to paint a little monster guy, so I'm probably going to want him to be symmetrical. So I'm going to start with 3 little lines just here. This will show me where I want to go, make it a bit easier. You don't really need this, but why not? It helps, right? So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to chuck a little eye here. It's going to be nice and thin. And it doesn't even matter that the wall behind it's all messy and everything. I'm just going to paint directly over all of that, right? So I'm going to chuck the top of his eye up, right? And I'm going to get through this process as quick as I can. So it's not going to be some crazy, amazing painting, but it'll show you all the basics, right? Top here, I'll put a little flower at the top of his head, a little bottom of his eyes. I'll put a nose on him. So I can use my hand like a pencil. So you can see this? So you can do that. So like you can sort of vary your line as you go, make it a bit easier for you. But it's actually usually sometimes a bit trickier, to be completely honest. So see how you go, whatever you feel comfortable with. So I'll chuck my 4 teeth up here. And that's it. That's all I'm going to do today. Little half monster face. Don't even put a jaw on him. So I got my sketch, right? So obviously step 2 comes up now, which is the fill. This is when you're going to want to move further away from that wall to fill in your colors. You can stick with the same cap the whole time. You take this off and you put it onto the next can. To make it a bit easier for yourself, you can do the outsides first and then the insides, right? So watch this. Outside, and then you're ready to go. Just like mowing the lawn. Go nice and slow to begin with, and you'll be good. Just like that, right? Once you get more confident, you can hold onto the cap for longer. That's probably what I'll do for the majority of this, just so I can smash through it quickly, because you know, you don't need to be skipping ahead of this video the whole time trying to see the good stuff. All right, do my teeth. This will be a bit easier because I already have that white outline. Yeah, I got pink, this sort of greeny blue, and then some yellow. So I'm gonna start with the greeny blue. I'm gonna chuck it on the top of these eyes. Outsides first, fill it in, right? Just like this. Outsides. So I'm gonna pick both my sides like this, and that's ready to be filled in. That just makes it so you don't go over the lines, you know? It's just easier like that. And then this fill, super clean. And the reason why we do the outline last is because, you know, you don't want to be painting over it the whole time and cutting it back and trying to find it again. Just paint all the color first and then just line it up at the end. I make his nose green, why not? Or like bluey green or whatever you want to call it. Outsides first, fill it in. You know, you can make mistakes with spray painting, actually more than you think you can. So I'll show you a little way to fix up all of your little problems along the way. Usually for this, I'll wear a mask. You know, I'm outside today, I'm not painting for anything longer than probably like 15 minutes or so. So I'm not gonna bother. Usually I would, but I'd way prefer to just be able to talk to you guys and not be muffled the whole time. Just not worth it. Chuck a little top here, outside sections first, inside. Now things are coming together a little bit. And then I'll put my little flower up the top. I had a few different spray brands here. So this one's called Loop, a bit more high pressure. You can almost like feel that immediately in your hand. As you can see, the yellow is a little bit more see-through, but tends to happen with certain colors. Outside. And then once I'm done with this, I'm going to start showing you that that fading technique. So I got a brighter yellow here. I got a brighter color of each version as well. If I want to fade brighter to darker, I can use this can and just face in the direction I want it to fade. So if I want this to fade this way, I'm gonna stand here. I'm not gonna stand in front, and I'm definitely not gonna stand this way, because you're gonna shoot down. You're gonna shoot the wrong way, straight into the pink and the greeny blue. So if I stand here and I go like this and hit right on the edge, you'll notice immediately you have like a nice gradient. So that's what's amazing with spray paint, is it's so fast, and also getting these gradients is super easy once you learn it, right? Same thing here. Hit the edge, just like that, right? I'm gonna top to the flower here. Face down, I want the fade to come from the top here. Now I want to fade up, so I want to shoot upwards. You can lean down for this to make it easier. I won't, because I've already got my pants dirty enough. But just like this, right? And just use my wrist. Cut that edge in, push up. You'll notice I move, you know, as I'm doing this, my hand stays like this the whole time. It's just my body that moves. So I really always dance around that board the whole time to get it done, right? Bit of a fade up the top. I'm about to show you what I mean by making mistakes and how it's not so scary, right? Let's say I do this, everything's perfect, and then I accidentally slip and I go like that, straight over that area. That's completely fine, because with spray paint, you can layer them quite easily. The only thing that will stop you is if it's too wet. If it's dripping and you try to layer it, it'll sort of, you can see it bleed through. This is fine because it's thin enough. What you can do is literally take the other color and just go back over the top. Because all this is dry, the whole thing. It's how quick spray paint dries. So it's pretty immediate to like fix up your mistakes. You don't have erasers, but you just have the color that you want it to be. So you just paint back with that color, right? I'm gonna do a little bit of pink fade, and then I'm gonna get stuck into that outline. So that'll be the scariest part for sort of the newbies out there that wanna paint. All right. Yeah, and that's time to basically line the whole thing. Use that movement, stay up close, try to concentrate, and don't be so tough on yourself along the way. And I'm just gonna do this one line at a time. That way it's nice and smooth, right? I wanna do this. One line, just like that. Move my body as I go, like this, especially if I wanna go bigger. So with my line work, I really like to do like thick to thin lines. It just gives it so much more character than otherwise. You'll see that at the end here. And this is exactly why I said the thing about lining at the end, because look how smooth this is compared to what it would look like otherwise. I'm going to chuck a pupil here, and I'll show you how to bring this to life in a second if you want to copy the style or try to do an eyeball. And to get thicker lines, I usually do a singular line, and then I'll do a line next to it like this, and then I fill that in, because you can use the distance away from the board to have it be bigger, but then you get like these sort of blurry edges, which you know, can look cool if that works better for your style, and that's sweet. But I like my stuff to be pretty clean, you know, nice quality finish. So at the moment he's got one pupil, so let's chuck another one in there. His eyes are a little uneven now, but it's all good. You'll at least get the basics. Chuck a little nose on him, do the eye. Always moving, especially right now, right? I gotta go all this way. I'm gonna do one at a time. Chuck some teeth on him. So that's all right, it's an all right start, but it is looking flat. So let's do a few things about that. Firstly, I'll do a cool pupil. Here's a really, really easy way to do it. Spray paint's super good for this. I want this to look like an eye. I'm just gonna hold it back like this. Spray that in. It's okay if it's messy, it's fine. Like that, messy, messy, messy. And that'll look a whole lot cooler in a second. Come back with the pupil right in the middle so he's looking at you. There you go, just checking you out. But to really bring that to life is this white bit at the end. Once you chuck this in, it really brings it up, like just like that, right? But I'm not going to stop it here. I'm going to add my own little bits of styling because it's, to me, it's, you know, still a little boring. There's plenty of things you can do. I'm going to do little dots to begin with. Why not? To make him look like a, sort of like a tiki dude. So dot, one bigger than this. I'll do a little spirally line. Why not? Use that control the can. Far away, close. Do a spiral in the middle. Just some like little gum textures, right? He's got some crazy teeth. So that's the basics really. Staying close, moving far away, using thin caps if you can. Like I said at the start, Montana level 1s are great. That's what these cream skinnies are. They're basically the same thing. If you go to a graph shop to get these cans, because that's where you get them from, you can't just buy them from, you know, your local hardware shop. You got to go to graffiti stores. There's a few brands I suggest. Flame's great. It's a good go-to. There's a flame blue and orange. So I got both here. Orange is high output. There's little letters here you probably can't read from there. And then the blue is low pressure. So blue is probably better to start with. 94s are amazing. These are super low pressure. Grab some of these actual good paints so you can properly practice. The paint goes really far if you use it correctly. You know, a 6-pack of this paint will go a lot further than you think. So yeah, I mean, that's about it. If you like this video, I got a whole bunch of other ones that are, you know, learning the basics. Feel free to like, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and I'll catch you on the next one.